Nerd Street!
Nerd Street!
What's up, guys? That was good. Do it with octave? C octave, A octave?
I don't know.
He's our
Going
rapper
for the
musician.
falsetto.
Be rent.
Be rent in the hizzy!
By Nizzy. Okay, check this out. So we had a couple requests asking why Nerd Street hasn't done a Jurassic Kingdom or World.
Well,
This is
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom. Okay, got the title online. Okay, so shout out to Anastasia, Danny, and Ashley. This one we listened, we heard, and we're here. We saw the movie today. Just got back from it. Here comes the review. First, we're going to talk about it spoiler free.
Spoiler free. No spoilers in this first part, and then we will warn you when we're getting to the spoilers.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to have you kick it off. Tell me what your thoughts without spoiling it. What'd you think?
All right. Well, let me start by when I first saw the first trailer for this, I thought, man, that looks like a Class A suckfest.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
I had no interest whatsoever in seeing it. Then the second trailer came out, and I had mixed emotions. I mean, I was like, oh, that actually looks kind of decent. But in hindsight, without saying anything spoilery yet, in hindsight, I realized they revealed too much in that second trailer.
I agree.
That being said, we watched it today, and I was pleasantly surprised. It had good flow. It had good action. The visual effects were great.
They were good.
You know, ultimately, yes, it's us against, it's, oh no, the dinosaurs out of control. Oh, spoiler alert, there's dinosaurs in this movie. But of all, this is the 5th movie in the Jurassic Park franchise.
Number 5.
And I would say this is second only to the very first. The very
Yeah.
first is still the best and probably always will be the best. But this one was pretty darn good.
I think that's spot on. This is the second best one just because you don't have the initial impact from watching the first Jurassic Park. You guys remember how that was? That was like, wow, crazy, crazy memories. That's not there because we're used to Jurassic Park, but as far as quality, this is the best Jurassic Park since the first Jurassic Park, easily. Jeff Goldblum came... That's a spoiler.
Although that is in the trailer. But
Oh, okay, cool. So we're safe.
Okay.
Like, we're totally safe on that one. All right, sorry guys, almost slipped it up. But yeah, okay. Jeff Goldblum was awesome. Wasn't in it too much, but it was fun. Other than that, it had like the flow was good, good pacing. That was the best part of it. The pacing. There was no big holes in the way they used their time. There was no even too many holes in the plot. You kind of knew where it was gonna go with a few surprises and scares and jump scares on the way. Chris Pratt was fun. What was her name?
Bryce
Dallas Howard. That's my future wife. She was great. She's always great.
But you're gonna have to have her, do battle with Mark Hamill to see who gets to sleep in the bed, right?
No, she wins that battle. All right, you think we should spoil this sucker?
Okay, so we're getting into spoilers. Spoilers incoming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're still around, then and it gets
Shame
spoiled,
on you.
then it's on you.
Yep.
How do I want to say this? There were a couple things that I didn't like about the movie that I thought were kind of weird. First of all, getting into the whole second trailer spoiled too much. The second trailer told us that they were, again, trying to weaponize raptors.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we've seen this before, whatever. And I think that whole twist, when they find out that they're not rescuing the dinosaurs, they're taking them to sell them, that should not have been in the trailer. I think that would have been a good twist to save
They put that in
for
the
the
trailer?
theater. It was in the second trailer.
Lame. See, with that movie, I was afraid that they'd show too much. So, like you saw me do today, when there's trailers I like and there's a movie I want to see, I just look up or I just look up and down. That's all. I'll pick a section of the room to look at, and I will not look at the screen because these days they show way too much stuff in the preview.
It didn't make sense that there was like highly combustible gas tanks in a biolab. It's like, well, we need a fire or something, so let's have some highly combustible,
right there.
and some toxic gases set up.
But it's Hollywood. That's nitpicky.
The Indoraptor I thought looked really cool.
Yeah, because it
was
had
pretty
like
badass.
the hair and the spikes,
right.
like the porcupine-looking things. Those were cool.
Now the whole kind of subplot that gets really revealed towards the end that that the little girl is actually a clone.
Did you like that? I thought that was cool.
I thought it was tacked on and totally irrelevant to the movie.
Well, okay, see, you know why I think it may not, maybe to the film itself, not really. In my mind, I could be wrong. I think they're doing something with this. I think, remember, like Planet of the Apes, how it stretched for a long time and it evolved so much over the films? I think they decided to do that now. I think the next film is going to be like Jumanji, but like mixed with more serious tones like Indiana Jones. I think it's going to be free for all, and this girl is going to play a big part. I think
the only thing I could see them setting up is if like the next iteration is them splicing human and dinosaur DNA to make the ultimate super soldier or something like that.
I guess that would be cheesy.
Yeah, I mean it's and then
well, unless she's just keeping the humans. What if she has special attributes that aren't too overboard, and she just helps the humans from the dinosaurs? But that's probably asking too much. That's far fetched.
But yeah, ultimately, aside from those little nitpicky things, like you had said, the pacing was good. It was a good movie. It was enjoyable. Mm-hmm. I regret not seeing it in 3D. I bet that movie was awesome in 3D.
I bet it was.
And so now we're in the spoilery part.
Yeah, I felt like it was a true Jurassic Park film. It represented Jurassic Park to the fullest. The cast was great. Everyone was cool. Less annoying kids in this movie. Usually Jurassic Park has annoying kids, and this one, I mean, the kids, they didn't put the spotlight on them too much.
Right. There was only one kid, and she wasn't really annoying.
She wasn't really annoying because she didn't talk much. She kind of creeped around the dinosaur mansion. I think definitely the second best, like we said, but I like where Jurassic Park is now. The way the movie ended, how it's free for all, all the dinosaurs are probably across all the countries by the time we get to the next film, and that's going to be really fun to see. I think it's going to be hard to write a story, though, a quality story based on where Jurassic Park is now, but if the right person gets a hold of it, Jurassic Park's going to evolve into something better than it's been. I think it has a chance to.
Well, it's interesting, because at this point now, the natural progression of things, because at the end the dinosaurs have been released, and Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum is talking about, we now have to coexist with dinosaurs and stuff like that.
Yep.
So now, on the one hand, it's not they're not likely to proliferate because it looks like there's probably only one of each species.
Yeah.
So it's not like that they're gonna to mate and have eggs or whatever, unless they retcon it and say, oh, there was actually two.
Yeah. Well, they can sneak anything in if they wanted to.
Right, and they can't.
But as far as we know, it's probably very limited in the species.
But really, if you think about it, as soon as that T-Rex makes a sighting, the U.S. military is going to come in with a Apache helicopter and gun it down. I mean, they weren't really saving the dinosaurs by letting them out because, if a mountain lion is seen in the middle of a busy city, they come out there with a gun and take it down.
Yep.
But a couple of years ago, when that kid fell into the gorilla pit in the zoo, they shot the gorilla.
Yep. But that's how. If you ask me, that's how you protect. That's
sure.
how it should be, because you don't know what the animal's capable of.
Oh, I agree with you. So a T-Rex or a Velociraptor is gonna go down.
Well, that's how it's gonna go. I have a question for you. Did PETA like this movie?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably because of the basic message behind it, all life is sacred and stuff like that.
But at the end, the decision, they probably loved that. You know what I mean? Because this thing, and she hits the button. What does she say? They're alive
like me because they're clones like me, or whatever. But and I think it's different too. Like I said, a T-Rex or a Velociraptor is going down. A Brachiosaurus, not so much. It's like you see a cow walking through downtown Chicago. They're not going to pull out the military and be like, hey,
get down. We're having steak tonight.
But I mean, it's. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go from here. If it should go to another movie,
I think it should.
All in all, though, this was a great movie.
Yes,
worth seeing if you can. If you can see it in the theater, see it in 3D. Otherwise, rent it when it comes out. And any final...
I'd like to connect, maybe you guys noticed, I like to connect the movie we've seen last and throw it into the movie we see now. So I think this was better than Ant-Man and Wasp. I was more entertained. Were you?
I agree.
Yeah. So the last movie we saw was Ant-Man and Wasp. I think Jurassic was better.
Yeah, well, I mean, who doesn't like dinosaurs?
I know,
Rampaging dinosaurs,
Oh man.
the little head ramming dinosaur.
Oh, that
he
was cool.
awesome.
And he hit the metal, and he's like, that hurt."
Yeah. Oh, and I liked how the character development they gave us with Blue.
Oh, that was awesome. See, okay, I forgot to mention this. The whole reason I was excited to see the last Jurassic Park, and more so this Jurassic Park, was Chris Pratt and him training dinosaurs. What more could you want? That's what got me to pay for the ticket and get to the theater, was scenes of him feeding, talking to the dinosaur, being friends, being homies, you know what I mean? That's what I paid for with the ticket. They only gave us, no, I'm satisfied. I was going to say they only gave us a couple scenes of that in this film, but nah, I think they gave us at least 10 to 15 minutes worth.
Well, they gave us enough without it being overkill.
Overkill or not wanting more. It
Right.
was suffice. So, yeah, I love those scenes. That was worth going alone, was Chris Pratt training Blue. That was cool.
A little side note before we end on that: when the first Jurassic World came out, if you've seen that, you remember Chris Pratt, he keeps the raptors at bay. He's doing this or whatever.
Yeah.
So zookeepers around the country took pictures of them doing that with real animals. So you can Google it, and there's like zookeepers, and they're surrounded by like ostriches, and they're doing this.
I gotta see that.
Or armadillos, and
or kittens, a box full of kittens.
Yeah, I mean it's
cool.
pretty funny, but they're all doing his So Google it. It's fun to see the different pictures. So that's Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Great movie.
That was another thing. Really quick is Fallen Kingdom seemed like a weird title for it. I mean, I understand why, but I think like something like Jurassic World Extinction or something like that would have been better.
For sure, I think so. It's misleading.
Yeah.
I think to the scale of what possibly could happen in that movie, you think much bigger scale, like
Right.
Fallen Kingdom. But
Yeah.
no, it was just why I think they called it that though was the daughter, the granddaughter. I mean,
That's a good.
I mean, they went that route to make a human. Could be.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's
an
my
interesting
thought about it. But maybe it'll help ease the pain of the title. But
Makers of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, if you're watching this video, leave us comments below and let us know what you meant by that.
I know you're watching.
So,
I know you're subscribers.
Yeah. Michael Crichton, he's probably a big fan.
Oh yeah.
So.
He asked me. Yeah. I won't go there later.
All right.
I don't know Michael Crichton. I'm kidding.
So, again, Ashley, Anastasia, and Danny, our viewers, thank you so much for suggesting
Got your
that.
backs.
You, as our viewers, we mean it when we say if something you want us to cover.
Something you request.
Let us know, instead of just what we get all the time about like, oh, you guys are so awesome and good looking, and the bald one with glasses, he is a sexy beast, let me tell you.
I can't contain myself.
Right. Thanks for the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon, and there's just one last thing to talk about.
Oh, they're right. They did not show that one dinosaur. What they call it? The X-Force dinosaur.